back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We already are feeling the best of ways, not only because it's Friday, but also because we have some extra guests in studio with us.
We do indeed. So we do have some of the cast members of the all-new Despicable Me 4 movie, but more importantly, JP Sebastian is here. Yeah. Come on!
This is pretty intimidating. I honestly don't know why. I think it's got to do with like it being 5 a.m. I'm feeling pretty intimidated. This is a very threatening...
This is the real world, brother.
Yeah, I think so.
This is what the GNU must feel like right now. So, the GRU.
Yes, thank you.
Ha ha. So,
that was great.
I suppose you could guess which movie is out this morning.
Yeah.
Schindler's List 2. No.
No. What? Why would you?
It's clearly Despicable Me 4. And so something for the kids. And yeah, I'm going to give you a little evaluation of my own because I have seen it. I'm going to try and do it as objectively as I can, without the pressures. But more important than me and my blabbermouthness is the big names behind it. Who are some of the people involved? Steve Carell, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Kirsten Wiig. I think the new name here is Will Ferrell. Screw you too. I see you wiggling your fingers over here. It's like looking malevolent and whatever. But let's have a look at the people themselves behind the new installment in the Minions universe, in the Despicable Me universe of number 4 out today.
Despicable Me 4 is big.
Surprising.
Aha!
Adventurous.
Silly.
Villainous.
Fun is always my go-to word for all the Despicable Me movies.
Jackpot! Huh? Move in!
Action-packed. I'll say it fast, so it's like one word. I forgot the word in English. Thrilling.
Sharp objects and broken glass.
It is minionful.
There's a bit of an edge to it. A soft edge, but an edge.
This movie is warm-hearted and completely satisfying.
Weird, because you never know what's gonna come next. What? You're gonna love it.
True story.
Let's get this party started, people!
I like her.
I think that covers it.
That's what I do at the end when I finish.
Amazing.
It's star-studded.
Yeah.
It really is.
You mentioned another name I forgot there.
Sophie Vergara's in it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love her. I loved her in, what was the recent thing, Griselda? Is that?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
That's correct. It's the whole witchy vibe.
She was playing a
type thing.
villain. Yeah.
And so returns as a villain in this one. Are you guys Minions fans?
A massive Minion fan.
Massive.
Massive Minion fan. Yeah, exactly. That's why. But that just makes sense to me. You know, like Kevin over there, the jive. But I was just saying that I think I'm noticing a bit of a trend.
Go for it.
These narratives in these Despicable Me franchises, even Kung Fu Panda that went to number 4, even with Eddie Murphy announcing that Shrek's coming out with a new sequel as well, and even Donkey's getting a spin-off. Like I'm noticing that there are certain. They're not done with these stories. These stories they seem to be everlasting, and because usually an actor will kind of drop out. They'll be like, we did the trilogy and I'm done. But they're all coming back for an extra installment.
Well, and as far as Shrek and whatever it's concerned, it's thanks to Puss in Boots, which was magnificent and whatever.
It was.
But Illumination, the company that made the Minions and made Despicable Me 4, I think that they really got a shot in the arm with something like... They did Super Mario Brothers recently, obviously, as well. And this is the first thing that really impresses me about Despicable Me 4 is that why do you guys go through this effort to make it look as good as it does? Like lighting effects, visual effects and whatever. And obviously the little ones aren't necessarily going for that reason. They don't care what it looks like.
Yeah.
But they put in the work. So you actually are getting something quality. Yes, screw you. I see you side-eyeing me over here. No. It does look really fantastically good, despite the fact that they could just have Minions being completely silly. Which is another weird thing for me, and not a bad thing about this movie, and not a bad mark in it or whatever, but it's strange that there's this competition, not a competition, I suppose, between Despicable Me versus the Minions. It's another movie series. There've only been 2 of those, there've been 4 of these, and they do so much pulling, they do pull so much of the weight, sorry, Gru, that it seems like, why wouldn't you just keep making Minions movies? But this one's definitely got its laughs too, and where they arise from is, so the story we're at now is Gru and the family are settling into the suburban life and marital bliss. He's got a baby that's just come along. It looks a bit like that Jack kid from Incredibles. And he's struggling because his baby doesn't take to him as easily as it takes to mom. I think some parents do struggle with that, like, just say Dada, please, kind of thing. So it takes the baby along on these adventures of villainy. And in this case, he's actually fighting villainy this time around. Wolf Ferrell emerges as the main adversary then, along with Sofia Vergara, who returns as a villain.
Such a good bad guy, hey? The last time I saw him do that is in the Lego movie. The Business.
And Barbie.
That's a fair reminder, thank you. Because I was going to say, one of the things that I dislike about this, actually, is I'm a big Will Ferrell guy. I love Talladega Nights, Anchorman, etc., etc. But I'm not sure that maybe he wasn't given the guidance that he should have, that the character doesn't feel signature. The character doesn't feel, I'm not saying it's poor, but it's like, oh, okay, why did we need Will Ferrell for that? This is a crusade that I've been on for a long time, though, is like voice artists are being left out in the cold for superstars.
Right.
Like there are VO actors who do these kind of things on whether Cartoon Network or whatever else, who don't have names. Like, who's the guy who does the Minions voices? What's his name? You don't know?
Paul Wasty.
I didn't get the contract. No.
His name is Pierre Coffin, and he is the main reason why these movies make the money they do, because honestly, people care about the Minions. However, and I have to say that Steve Carell obviously puts in the work as Gru, sitting next to me. I'm very honored. Hilarious, as always. It's weird that they wouldn't use Kirsten Wiig, who is fantastic as well as a weirdo in a lot of things.
Yeah.
But here just plays the straight-laced kind of like sidekick to the situation. But look, main thing is, do kids care about all that kind of stuff and all JP's sort of fluff? No. It's one of the best gifts about Despicable Me is that it's a cartoon that remembers Schadenfreude as fun, which is to say laughing at people slipping on banana peels.
Yes.
We grew up on like anvils falling on a coyote's head, dynamite going off in his hand, and you know the explosion effect sort of afterwards. Cartoons sort of forget that we do like a little bit of edge and hurt because it's funny, but as long as you show the minion was fine afterwards, etc., etc. So it's great in its physics and its breaking of physics and being insane and zany. Nice breath of fresh air compared to even great things like Inside Out 2, etc., etc. But I was talking about Steve Carell, and I was talking about the gift that he is, and also Kirsten Wiig, and so I want to show you a clip of them, and also behind the scenes in the voice booth.
Oh, I love that.
It's crazy to think that what I would have done if I were the studio, in fact, is done Steve Carell as like a Space Jam situation. You have him real, and you have all the minions BCG in the background. Cool. So you'll see for yourself just how animated he is when he does the voice work. You might think that yourself too. Otherwise, yeah, have a look.
Something is missing.
No, I think that's all of us. Yeah, you know what? I keep forgetting this guy.
Oh, there's my boy. There he is. Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. Where is Daddy's hug? Oh, looks like somebody's a little cranky. Behind that sourpuss, I know you love your dada. Go on, say it. Dada, dada.
Of course he loves you. He just doesn't show it on his face. Or with his body language. Right, Gru Jr.?
Let's show Daddy how much you love him.
Behind the scenes, right? Behind the scenes of everything just gets me excited to see what goes into a movie like this.
From head to toe, they involve themselves. It's not just reading a script; he's embodying the thing. And so, yeah. So this is for me like another issue. And again. Do kids care when they're watching it? No. The yellow things are the fun things they want to see. Actually, that's a strange little phenomenon. So now people think about the yellow things. It's not The Simpsons or SpongeBob anymore.
No.
The kids are that big. But it's a balancing act of, I mean, how much do I care about the talky parts of the movie? It's maybe a bit off kilter in the 5 plot lines that it's trying to follow. Just stick to 2 and it would have been a stronger movie. But as far as the kids go, I'd say a 6 out of 10 is as good as it gets and as good as they'll like. For them, it's a 10, basically. But hey, that's JP's score. JP's a grouch. Basically a villain of his own.
You are a villain. That is a very low score, JP. Come on, at least he's sitting right next to you. He could have nudged you for at least a 7. Come on.
That was it. 6 out of 10, not too bad. But of course, Gru, thank you so much. You were very, very informative.
I am shaking your hand. I'm sorry, wow, is that a Jamaican accent? I'm shaking your hand, man.
That's going around, this Jamaican accent, that is. In fact, talking about that, here's Ryle with something that's in it for you.
We're going to work on that in just a bit of Zanzi, but obviously there's so much to get excited about this morning, and I think I sometimes honestly feel like JP could actually fill in on Gru's shoes, but I think unlike our local Cine Minion, you're revved up to paint the town yellow, and that's with Despicable Me 4, which is out on the big screen now, and as you heard from that conversation, everybody's getting hyped for it. So here's an opportunity to take your little ones to catch Gru and his little ones slipping under undercover of suburbia to escape a new villain threatening to be more despicable than the greatest himself. So to make sure you and your littlest minions can do your most in Minion Drip, we're going to be giving 3 lucky viewers the chance to win a Despicable Me 4 hamper, including some epic Despicable goodies. We're talking about Minion googly eyes. We've got some Despicable sunnies. I think I'm going to grab onto these, just elevate my look. Hey, what's up, Kevy? How we doing? Yes, I see you there. Don't worry. We're going to talk about that in a bit. And we've also got Despicable Me peach bags. We've got a haul of all these incredible things, Despicable, and it's all worth 1,200 Rand. So if you want to be as excited as Kevin is right now, and so am I, then you can enter and find the Despicable Me 4 competition post on Expresso's social media and describe for us your super villainous persona. Yes, we want to know from you, what could your calling card be? Well, it looks like Kevin's just escaped. Kevin, where are you going? While he does his thing and gets up to mischief in the kitchen. Well, I don't know where he's going to now, actually. We're going to chat to you in a bit, and we want to know your signature move, your dastardly design, anything crazy. Come through with it, because, I mean, Gru has minions. His new adversary has cockroaches. So let your fiend flag fly high, all right? Mzansi, we want you to come through with this one. And a reminder, the competition closes next Monday. Your T's and C's can be found at expressoshow.com. Come on, Kevin, getting us excited for this one. We've got a lot to get excited for, because Kev's probably going to be sticking around in the studio. I think these guys are going to get up to mischief in a bit. So, yeah, stick around for the tomfoolery. And then we're also going to dive into something exciting. So for you, Mzansi, don't go anywhere. A lot to look forward to on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Isn't that right, Kev? Yeah, that's what he said.